Hello, everyone. My name is Chris London. Today, I'm going to be discussing three key takeaways from the Entertainment Law Update podcast. The podcast is written and performed by Gordon Firemark. His guest, Stan Sutcher, is going to be the entertainment expert for this particular podcast episode. Sutcher, he's a professor at the University of Colorado. He's the author of two entertainment law titles, and he's really been around entertainment law for roughly 15 to 18 years now. The first key point on the first topic that the guys really discussed was lyric reprint licenses required for lyrics in closed captions. A lot of times when we're seeing closed captions, we see where it says jazz music playing in backgrounds. And that's really for the viewers who are hard of hearing or they really rely on those subtitles. There has been a lawsuit going on where a lot of the studios are now requiring or they're asking if lyrics can actually be reprinted during the closed caption section, whereas they actually lost this battle, and it's only because publishers, they're going to have to charge more money pretty much in order for this to happen, and more licenses are going to be required in order to make this happen. So we'll see how far along this goes, because I feel like this case is going to open back up sooner than later. The second topic that the guys really talked about was pretty much First Amendment rights in trademarks and copyright. The particular case that they were talking about was Harris Faulkner pretty much was trying to get the rights to his name because a toy company used his name, and it wasn't intentionally. They just named a toy for children. Well, this Harris guy pretty much is suing the toy company because they used his name. It's all for publicity, pretty much, is what our experts in this podcast have come down to. We can see similar things happen around the industry. One great example is the Lindsay Lohan suing Pitbull recently for Pitbull using her name in a song. At the end of the day, publicity isn't trademark law. You can't trademark your publicity status or your status in society. So that's something that we definitely have to be mindful of when we're going into these litigation processes over protecting our brand. The last thing that really stuck out to me in this podcast, or the third concept, would definitely be about trademark once again. If your trademark is denied by the state or on a federal level, that does not mean that you cannot use that trade in commerce. It only means that your mark isn't protected. So you can still use that logo or whatever you choose to try to trademark, but just be mindful that another person can use it as well. You may be able to go through a litigation process to kind of prove that you were using it before them, but there is no solidified way of doing that if the trademark is denied on the state or the federal level. The concepts that we went over today is really going to help my business because, number one, trademark is very, very important when it comes to branding, and you don't want somebody stealing your hard work. Just be mindful of, what you can protect, what you can't protect. Along with myself, I know that, if I am denied the protection, I still have the opportunity to identify myself through branding, but I do have to be mindful of what I put out there to the public, because once it's on the internet, it's very accessible. Also, publicity, our name is everything. However, there is no way to protect, quote unquote, your name or your status quo in society. So definitely be mindful of that. And First Amendment rights are everything in the music business. Everything boils down to, is somebody addressing their First Amendment right? Are they using that right, or are they not? That's pretty much how these cases are solved. So we definitely want to be mindful of that going into these litigation processes.